Hello there, and thanks for joining us on yet another edition of Living the Message. It is brought to you thanks to the communication team of Bethlehem Baptist Church, GRA. And on today's edition, we'll continue with the message titled, The 7 Marks of Uncommon Faith Christians. We've been looking at this message for the past weeks, and today we'll continue with the last mark, which says that they are lifted from mercy to grace. Uncommon faith Christians are lifted from mercy to grace. It is drawn from the book of Luke chapter 17 from verse 11 to 19. With me here is a guest, Stan. Stan, you're highly welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure having you.
My pleasure too.
You look good. Okay, looking at the message, the 7 marks of uncommon faith Christians, we've actually looked at the 10 lepers who demonstrated their faith in many ways, and we have seen a number of points how they demonstrated their faith. And today, looking at the last one, that how these people are actually demonstrating their faith, we see that they are lifted from mercy to grace. And now we see a case of one of the 10 lepers who came back to Jesus Christ and acknowledged the fact that Jesus Christ has healed them from the disease, and he distinguished himself and came back to Christ. So how do you know that this particular leper actually moved from mercy to grace? And can you help us elaborate more on that?
Okay. Before, when you start reading from verse 11, you see that there were 10 lepers, and all cried out for mercy, and God actually showed them mercy by asking them to go show themselves to the priest. So that was his mercy. He was not looking at whether they were saved or they were not based whether they believed in him. His mercy was on them all. And God's grace on this particular leper is actually is evident when he came back. When he came back to him, falling down on his knees and praising him. And the grace comes when Jesus says he has been saved. He has been saved because he believed that Jesus Christ did not only save him physically, but equally saved him from his sins. So the grace that we are seeing here is that healing, I can put it that way, that goes beyond the natural body. Is equally a healing in the soul. And Jesus Christ put it in some words, saying that your faith has made you well.
Yes, thank you very much. Jesus Christ says your faith has made you well. And we see that the other people were actually healed, like you've said, but they were not actually healed like Jesus Christ meant in this passage, because this person was healed physically and spiritually. And now, Stanley, when you look at where you live, your environment, where you are, there are so many things that happen. People just live their lives the way they want to live. People just do things the way they want to do it. Like if you want to take the case of these 10 lepers, how they live their life, they just saw it as a normal situation that Jesus Christ had to heal them. But now we are trying to see how this person distinguished himself. And now let me find out from you, in your society where you live, in your community, or let me say in the quarter where you live, how do you try to distinguish yourself? Or at your job site, how do you distinguish yourself from others? Because we are living in a world where people are just doing things. How do you distinguish yourself from others?
Okay. In relation to this passage, I would say that first of all, I distinguish myself, or I'm being distinguished because I'm a child of God.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm living in a world that we all know that is an unbelieving world. There are so many persons that have not actually received Jesus Christ. And so the first thing is that I try to not hide who I am as a Christian. Yes. An opportunity, let me say, to pray. You can be at work and they say someone should pray. Yeah, everyone is just sitting. But you take up that opportunity to share the word of God if that's the opportunity, or to pray. So identifying with Christ, showing that actually you are a child of God. Yeah, because being there is God's mercy that all of us we are there as workers. You have to make sure that those who are around you equally know that you are not just like them. You are a different person.
Yes. And just to share an experience with you, Stan, where I work actually, there was a time that they organized a session, like a party somewhere that the workers, all the staff were going to meet. And it was like, I said, no, I will not be there. Or yes, I said, I will not be there. I didn't give them a reason. So when they went for the occasion, they reached there. As they were looking for me, someone asked her, where is Ruth? She's not here for the occasion. And one of my colleagues said, she should be in church. That she should be in church. So, and that colleague, he doesn't even go to church, but he's the one who actually replied that she should be in church. So he has known me that either I am in church, or I am at home, or I am at work. He has known me that is where I am usually frequent most of the times. And so it is a different person who called me and told me that is what happened since I was not there. And that's what I'm just saying, that I try to distinguish myself even at my job site, so that people should know that this is actually a Christian. These are your values. This is what you want to do. And so, Stan, I would just want to hear from you. If you have a last word for your brother or your sister or anybody out there, what will you tell the person?
Okay, this is my take home. Actually, we are all children of God. Let me just say, I will share, I will give my take home for those who are children of God and those who are not. Yes, if you are watching and you have not actually surrendered to Jesus Christ, you should know that you are experiencing His mercies. Yes, you are experiencing His mercies, but you can experience His grace upon your life. You can be made well if you surrender totally to Him. And you who is a child of God, you should know that the Christian life is not all about just the fact that you, at one point in your life, you acknowledge the fact that Jesus Christ came and died on the cross for your sins. No, it is a continuous something. You have to be doing it daily. You have to be living it daily, so that God can be able to identify you and say that truly this is my son. Because in heaven we'll have crowns, and those crowns will be as a result of the works that we have been doing. So it is not just enough for you to just have received Jesus Christ, but to continually live as a Christian, not as a Christian, but live a Christian.
Okay, thank you very much, Stanis, and you have actually blessed me with that. And to add to what he has said, you need to know that the more you distinguish yourself as a Christian, the more God is going to move you from grace to grace, and you also be moved from mercy to grace, like what happened to this 10 leper, to this one leper who came back and acknowledged the fact that Jesus Christ has healed him and gave his acknowledgement to God. So we should always distinguish ourselves wherever we find ourselves. And until we meet again, stay blessed.